All right, so we have another question where we are going to generate an expression that is equivalent to 2/3 to the second power times 5 to the zero power times 3 to the third power, and all that is going to be raised to the third power. So remember, under power of a product property, I am going to use the distributive property to apply the power of 3 to each of these terms. Okay, so what that would look like is 2 to the third power. I'm sorry, 2/3 to the second power, and we're going to multiply that by 3. Okay. And then we're going to say multiply 5 to the zero power times 3. And then we're going to say 3 to the third power, and that's going to also be multiplied by 3. All right. And then what we can do is, and we're going to learn a little bit more about this in terms of power of a quotient property, where we're going to take everything that's inside of the parentheses in the numerator and the denominator, and it is going to be given the same power. So this is the same thing as saying 2, let me see, 2 to the power of 6, right? 2 times 3 is 6 over 3 to the power of 6. And we're going to multiply that by 5 to the power of 0. Actually, let me just make this smaller. We'll say 5 to the power of 0, right? And I can just do it like this, right? All the way across. So 5 to the power of 0. And then we're going to multiply 3 to the power of 9. Okay. So this is what we have so far. But I noticed that we have a base of 3 and a base of 3 here. So we can go and use what we know about our quotients, and we can and simplify it even more. So 2 to the power of 6 times 5 to the power of 0 times 3 to the power of 9 minus 6. And that will equal 2 to the power of 6, 5 to the power of 0, 3 to the power of 3. Okay, so this is a simplified or an equivalent expression of what they have asked us here. But of course, we're going to take it a step further and we're going to solve for it. So what we have is 2 to the sixth power. So we have 2 yx, that means to the power of 6, and we get 64. And then we're going to multiply 5 to the power of 0. Remember, any non-zero number to the power of 0 is going to be 1. And then we're going to multiply that by 3 to the third power. So 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. So this is, we're simplifying it. And we're almost there in terms of figuring out what our answer is going to be. So we're going to say 64 times 1. We know that's 64. And then we're going to multiply that by 27. So 64 times 27 gives me 1,728. So this is our answer. Okay. And so what we did is we just simplified our initial problem, and just made it so that it's easier for us to solve. I would try to probably solve it when we get to this point in our calculator if you wanted to use it. Here, you may run into some issues because you've got brackets and then you've got parentheses and you've got division inside of there. So I would probably try to simplify it as much as possible before I start plugging that into the calculator. So in this case, 2yx6, okay, times 5 to the power of 0. I think I messed up. Wait, let's try over. Okay, so it's 2 to the power. Okay, 2 to the power of 6 times 5 to the power of 0 times 3 to the power of 3. And we come out with the same answer, 1,728. So that is the answer.